Alright, so we are starting with the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So I like the fact that there is a spatula included. Of course, it's drugstore, so we were going to have some packaging to struggle with. I feel like that's just the nature of drugstore sometimes. There's a little sticker here over the spatula, I'm sure, so it doesn't fall out and get detached from the rest of the product. But it is proving difficult to get off. Why does drugstore packaging always have to be so difficult? I know those of you watching have experienced it before, and it is not just me. Okay, here we go. Sticker is off. So here's the little spatula. It's this part here. It comes up, looks like this. Again, this is their 110 Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. I got this because I have heard it's like a dupe for the Tarte smoothing primer, which I've never tried but always been curious about, and this one is obviously a much lower price point. Interesting. It says this is a spatula, but I don't know if you noticed when I just put it to the skin, it almost didn't want to come off of the spatula, like it wanted to just roll and pill. So we will see how this actually sticks to the skin or not. It's a really interesting texture. It reminds me a little bit of the REM Beauty, the blurring primer. The texture of it, how it feels on the spatula. I don't know about the spatula either. Like, I like that there is a spatula, but it's pretty cheap looking. Definitely has some grooves in the spatula where I feel like product could get stuck in and lost. Yeah, this feels cooling. I think very similar to the REM Beauty one as far as the feeling on the skin, how it's like kind of hydrating feeling, like water-based, but it's still got the smoothing of a silicone product. Interesting. This price point would definitely be cheaper than the REM Beauty. This says hydrates and blurs with a cooling sensation. I totally agree on that cooling sensation. Enhanced with hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and glycerin. Interesting. Interesting. So I have commented before that I like that REM Beauty primer and that I would get it again. So maybe this will be a cheaper replacement with some skincare items in it. I think this was $12, I think, but this is a huge amount of product that'll last a long time. 21 grams, which is 0.74 ounces. Next up, I have a little sample here, but I'm still trying something new to see if we like it for the full size. This is from Danessa Myricks, their Yummy Skin line. This is the Serum Skin Tint, and I'm trying it in shade number 2. I like Danessa products, but that being said, I've really only ever tried eyeshadow palettes. I've never tried anything from their complexion line. So I'm curious to see how this will be. This is like a tiny little container that I'm like, how do I get this out? Do I just pour it on myself here? That's kind of what it's turning into a bit to get it out. And we'll see how much coverage this has for being a tint. I like something personally that is medium coverage, enough to cover the redness. I've got like naturally just some rosacea, but not so heavy so that it's gonna settle in my lovely 34-year-old fine lines, or like look, you know, crusty, accentuate anything at all here. Still a little bit left in this little plastic container, and I'm just going to take a brush to kind of even it out, smooth it out the rest of the way, make sure there's no finger strokes, because I did just mostly use my hands to rub it in there. Yeah, I think that looks like a nice medium coverage. It's a good shade match. Is it any better looking on my skin than any other skin tint I've used before? I don't know about that. I don't know that it's like so amazing or looking so fantastic that I feel like I need to go out and run and get that Danessa Myricks product. But it worked. It did what it said. It looks okay. I am going to use a cream blush today. I'm going into the Pokemon X ColourPop collection. I bought a lot from this collection that I haven't actually used. This is in shade Hypnosis with the Gengar, of course, on here, this purple. I'm not going to do any bronzer. I just want to do kind of like a fall berry toned kind of a shade on the cheeks here. And I've never used ColourPop's cream blushes, so I'm not sure how pigmented it's going to be here. And of course now my battery says it's dying, so I'm going to put this on the charger and pause here in my makeup, and I'll be back when I've got a bit more battery life. Okay, we are back, and with enough battery at least on this thing to finish out the video. This blush, definitely more pink than I was expecting, not as pigmented either. I layered it quite a bit off camera while my battery was charging, and I don't dislike it, but I could definitely see this maybe being like the first layer or the foundation, you know, like cream blush that goes under a powder blush just to oomph it up a little bit more. Or if you just want like a light day where it's not too pigmented, this might work for that as well. I'm not going anywhere today. It's just like a be at home, read my book, do my laundry kind of a day. So I'm going to leave it as is, but just FYI, it looks so much darker in pan than it does on the face. And I have no bronzer. It's just blush only. I powdered and did my brows because I didn't have anything in my pile of shame for those. Eyeshadow, we're going to Depth Cosmetics. I got the Unity palette quite some time ago when they were discontinuing it. Have yet to use it, so today's the day. We're gonna dive in. I'm gonna go with Mauve's Miss, that matte. I figured since the blush ended up looking a little more pinky toned than was expected, we would just go more like mauvey, pinky, rosy overall for the look, because there are multiple different pinks in this particular palette. So I'm just putting Mauve's Mist like in the crease, a little bit on the outer corner, just blending it a bit. And then I'm gonna go into, this was Mauve's Mist, I'm gonna go right next to it here into Live a Little, which is a brighter pink. And I'm gonna do that on the outer corner, because why not? I don't do pink a ton for looks. Haven't done it in a while, so like I said, might as well be a little matchy-matchy with the blush here. And I cannot wait to use the shimmers because I know I love Adept's shimmer formula. I mean, their mattes are great as well. Like, I'm having a good time with them blending and everything. But the shimmers are the standouts, right? Like, the mattes are good, but they're not something that I would be like, oh, you have to buy this palette just for the mattes. It's definitely the shimmers. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do? I think maybe just petals. This one right here, pink. Looks like maybe it has some silver in it. And then maybe we'll pick another shimmer for the inner corner. I'm just going with a flat brush here. Petals. It looks like Balanced Brown, question mark. I don't know why there's a question mark, Balanced Brown. That's kind of funny. It's the deepest shade, so you're probably going to get more lighter looks with this palette unless you, of course, use it as just like a companion palette and mix it with other stuff, which you certainly could do, but again, I'm going to leave it a little lighter. I feel like I've done a lot more smoky looks lately, so I'm just going to let it be a little lighter and pinkier today than I would normally go. Just to mix it up and do something different, you know? All right, and in the inner corner, let's try Tranquility, this one right here. Looks like maybe it has like a beigey kind of a background here. I could see using Tranquil tone and a bunch of these shimmers that lean more neutral and just getting a really everyday sparkly look. That would be neutral and go with a lot of things. Nice. And then I always love just a little bit of liner, even if it's shadow liner. So I am going to go in that deepest shade, balanced brown and just put a little bit on the lash line. Because again, I feel like it just doesn't look complete in my mind without a little something there in the lash line. I think that'll do. What do you guys think? Here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit more what we've got going on here. It's light, but it's cute, you know? Little laundry makeup here. I'm gonna do mascara off camera because I don't have anything new, and then I'll be back to do new lip combo with you guys. Okay, so for lips, we're gonna go in with this Wet n Wild product here. This is the lip liner stain in shade Nude Tights. I'm really excited for this. Look at the shape. So it's flat if you hold it one way, and then it's really skinny thin to line. So you could do the whole lip or you could just line. I'm just gonna line with this one. That shape makes it really easy to get super precise. Okay, so this is where we're starting. I really like this. I don't know how the longevity will be, but I like that a lot. I actually ended up getting this in a couple different colors. The other color's a little pinkier. Yeah, here's the other color in shade I'm Blushing. So there's the two next to each other in case you want it for reference. This is the one I'm wearing right now, and that's the other one I have. So try the other shade out another time. And then a friend gifted me this gloss from ColourPop. She got it in a mystery box and was like, this is just not my shade. Pink, it's gonna go with everything else, right? So note to all of you that Yummy Balm is picking up on every dry patch in my existence, which a lot of skin tints don't do. So that right there, I mean, I haven't exfoliated recently to be fair, but there's plenty of other products that I have that don't, like, it's like pilling up and like rubbing off. It's so dry. So that's a no for me on the Yummy skin, but that's why it's nice to get samples, so at least you know before you buy. This is the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in shade What Are You Taken? It was in this heart like collection. Don't love the flat paddle, but we'll try the gloss. Obviously it would look totally different without this liner, but I didn't want just like a plain pink gloss. I thought the brown / nude and pink together would look good. Interesting. What do you guys think? Maybe I went a little too harsh with the brown on the lower lip there. I really thought that the gloss and the lip stain would kind of like mesh together a little bit more, just like a normal lip liner would, but that stain did not budge at all. So like wherever you put it, that's where it's staying. And maybe it'd be different with a more opaque gloss, but with this one, like you can definitely see the division of the two colors on my lip. So maybe not my best lip application overall there, but here's the final look. What do we think? I kind of like that there's a little bit of a like brown color in with the pink. Again, maybe I wouldn't make it so thick like that, or maybe I would just put the stain all over the lip and then put the gloss all over, so that when the gloss faded away, the stain would still be there underneath. Because it definitely did feel like one of those stains that like once it dried down, it was going to be pretty drying, maybe not drying, matte. So the moisture is nice from the gloss. Overall, yeah, I think that Yummy Skin is the only product that's a no for me, unless it's just a reaction with this particular blurring primer, but I don't think so because I have the opposite of blurring. I have like, again, like I said, all these dry spots and pilling spots, and I didn't put that primer all the way out here. I left it more like in the T-zone area to blur pores, so I think the Yummy Skin's the only thing that's a no. This gloss feels really comfortable. It's not gloopy like the Luxe glosses are that I don't like from ColourPop, so this Ultra Glossy Lip is a yes. I like the stains. I'm glad I have two colors. I think I like this. I have to keep using it in conjunction with some other things, but like I said, it reminds me of the REM Beauty. I like this. I don't know it either have to be like today, a day where I want light makeup, or as a first step to layer with blush so that it doesn't fade, or when it fades there's still something underneath for like really long days. And what else? Oh yes, the Adept palette, the Unity. Yeah, I don't even think you guys can get this anymore, so I'm sorry if this is the first you're hearing of it, but that was really nice. I will say the shadows are shiny and pretty, but they don't seem as like shifty and wow factor as some other Adept palettes I have. Granted, I used 2 shades, so, you know, that could be one thing, but they all do look like rather smooth shimmers. Adept tends to do some more smooth shimmers and some that more have like a textured dimensional, not pressed flakies quite, they're more emollient than that, but that formula I prefer more. This is more of the smooth texture, which is fine. It's pretty, but it's not my favorite from them for sure. So yeah, guys, that is another video of me doing my makeup, pulling from my pile of shame. Let me know what you think in the comments below. My pile of shame is getting smaller and smaller each time I do one of these videos, which ultimately is good, I guess. I bought the products, I should use them. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much if you made it all the way to the end of the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye!